Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in and watching again for the second part of me cafe lighting. I'm just going to neaten up this wiring here at the back of my light from previous video. What I'm using today is some balsa and some balsa strip. I'm going to make like a little heater type box just to go over the end of the LED, and then just run some strips of wood down the sides. And then we can paint it up in gloss black for like an heater air conditioning type unit. So I've selected this balsa because it's easy to work with, very smooth, 19mm square it is. So what I'll do is I'll mark off a section at this end just here and see how we get on. Balsa is very easy to work with, so I think I'm going to do it 19mm by 10mm. Balsa is really nice to work with, really very soft, so it's easily carvable, easily cuttable. Just square this off of me. With square, and so I've got some guidelines to cut to. I'll square it off all the way around on all four sides, so that you know it's properly square when both lines meet back up on the other side, on that side. Right. Give that a cut off. You cut so far down each line, don't cut all the way through, so far down each line, and then you'll end up with a perfectly square cut. And that's that. Put me one back on the shelf. Right, that's my start on my box, my heater exchange box. Just sit on the back like so. So what I need to do is I need to carve this. I need to carve a bit of the centre out, just to wrap around that LED just there. Just line it up and mark a little bit further than what I need. Just a bit of wiggle room so you can get it central. And with being very careful with knife, just score down it, cut across at the top, and you can go down the end. Always cut away from you. Also in today's video I'm going to show you how I've wired my lights up, each individual light to my layout. They're all done off of JST connectors, so that you can put any, like with the gantries, with the Firestone gantry and the other gantry, my Heineken gantry, I can swap them around so you can go in any position. So if I fancy changing it around, I can do it any time, because it's all universal connectors, which I thought was a good idea. That's dog playing in the background, being for his walk. Right, so now that's under the top, that's the bottom where the wires come down, so I can glue that in on top just there. That's need to go a little bit more out at the top. Right, that's it, that's better. That's a better fit. So I can glue that in place and then make up my cover to go over the other wires. I use the same super glue as I did yesterday. So I'll just eyeball this up. Right, that's that bit done. So just put them back on that. I'll not use that piece, it's a bit thick. I'll use this instead. Wanting some balsa at 65mm long. Good thing about balsa as well is you can cut it with a knife, you don't have to cut it with a pad saw like you just see me cut. Just line that up under my tape, under my rule, and cut that. And do another cut. So I can now stick that sideways on, like so, and that one sideways on, like so. I'll just glue them. That was just a test fit. I'll just glue them now. I have to do this bit on me. No, I can do it like that. Just trim a little bit off of the end so it sits flush. a little bit more. Just pop a bit of glue on that. Do the same with the other stick. So I just want something to cover it now. I'm just going to stick over the top. That's too thick. That's not good enough. I'll use a nice piece of ply. And mark that off at the bottom. And at the top. So this is my square. So standing to one side so you're not cutting towards you. And I'll just scar that through that ply. So then that fits over the top of there. And there's your box where you've got boxed in. There we go. There we have it. Heating element on the back. To air vent or whatever you want to think it is, a heater box or something like that. Aircon unit. That's it, and that wiring just lovely that is. Right, so I'll just clean my glove for that. I have fitted a JCT connector separately. I've fitted it before I've done the video. This is where my cafe lives, just here. So I'll show you it wiring. As these underneath that rundown bit, you've got a series of LEDs. There's 9, there's 10 there on in this one section. They're all wired in parallel. They've all got their own resistor. Each LED's got its own resistor. So just this is for me. This is one's for me lamp for the searchlight on the side. JCT connector to positive, negative, red and black. And this is the same. This is what I'm just putting for me interior light, red and black just there. So what I'll do is I'll just set it up on me. I'll just set it up on my piece of board. And poke wires. I've drilled some holes in my board. I've drilled these 10mm holes just here and there, so you can poke that wire through that hole. Alright, so now my cafe sitting back in place on the top. Each one of these panels all comes off separately to get to each individual LEDs. It's not all finished, it's not all screwed down and finished yet, but that's the LEDs connected up onto my JST plugs. So that's it in position. I'll just put my bit of wooden wall back up. So now that's all in position. Right, I'll just show you I'll show it lit up now on my layout. That's with both lights off. So now you can really see. It's not fully dark outside either, but you can really see inside the cafe. It looks better still seeing it in real life than it does actually seeing it on this video. And there are all the lights underneath that, on the downward bit. So the power supply that I've got is actually it's a 12 volt power source, which is just here. Just 12 volt power source. That's the label on the back. And that powers every light, that powers every LED that's on my layout, everything. So you've got mains in one side, and then a jack lead comes out with a jack plug, which is this one, goes up to this jack plug here, which is this. So that just plugs into that female socket there. Now I've got the positive negative out of that to a strip, a lighting, strip at end of every board. So this has got one on this end. Now I'm going to positive negative all the way through. So all my boards, all my cross beams, then to each end of every board. Now this is, so you drill your hole in your baseboard and you just drop your wire through, pick a positive negative, and then put a JST on the other end. And that's your power, that's your feed. That one's for my TARDIS. That JST is for a TARDIS here. So TARDIS is all lit up with a little LED inside there. So my TARDIS can move, I can put him anywhere on my layout. This is gantry, it's Pirelli gantry, full gantry, is for magnetic racing. And I've cut out the P and drilled the R in the middle so you can see. So that's lit up. And then I've put some extra LEDs on the back to light the track up. Just there's two there, and then two on this side. As you can see, they're really bright, raw warm white LEDs. So end of this baseboard, my layout's got another tag strip, screw tip baseboard, and it's got the two wires, positive negative, then to another tag strip on the other side, and then more JST connectors, more and more. These two end ones are for my two street lights. Well, they're going to be like, they're my own design, they're scratch built. Those two street lights are scratch built with warm white LEDs. I can do a tutorial on that later on as well. So as I go down my layout, you can see all lights are all lit up, all off that one power supply. At the end of every baseboard there's a tag strip, and then positive negative through to the other side, all the way down through everything, all JSTs. All the wires are not opposite each other, there's like an inch apart on wire, so if they ever get pulled together they'll not arc out and short anything out. And that's what it's like all the way around. So you can put, so because I've done it in that system that way, every time you want to drop something, you want to put something on for lighting, all you have to do is just drill your 10mm hole, drop your JST connector through a hole, solder the opposite side on, and put it back together. Connect it up together and you're sorted. These magnetic racing twin head lights, and all I've done with those is just cut the top off, separated the heads, then made a framework up to out some pine to put them together. And they're all done on the same principle as the other one. As that, I've just done that cafe. They're all wire at top on a piece of brass tube. Brass tube was for one wire, and then centre brass tube for the other wire. That light unit there, when I bought the kit, builds that there. So you can have, like in this case, I can have one either side of my corner lit up. And then I've started my Ferris wheel and my flashing LEDs. There are 3mm LEDs with 510 and 470 resistors, all individually wired, all individually resisted up. So negative up one side, resistor off the other side, off long leg, then wire all the way down. And I've cut base and lifted base, put base on block so you can get a car underneath on rally track. This magnetic racing stand, I've made this lighting bit round top here, that's brass box section soldered together. Same again with wiring. Now I've done all the wiring, and then I've drilled out the little ends, the big ends on con rods, put LEDs in. That's Heineken standard with how Boone did it on Boone's slot car garage. And then the Firestone gantry was from Boone slot car garage. Watched this tutorial and made one myself. The STNE stand, the STNE gantry, I've cut the S out on either side. Cut the S out of the back. Same, and done the same thing as with the Firestone. Perspex on the back side. And the red on this side. Now this STNE stand for me rally track gate, I've made that wireless. This you can slide up and it turns off, and then you can slide it back down and it'll light back up. Line my tyres up. That's made out of brass square box section. The tubes that go through into the base border have got positive, negative on either side. That's how it makes that wireless. That's me wiring for that. Just here, there and there. One positive, one negative. I'll paint that back of that cafe later on. For now, I think that's it. That's how I do my wiring. It's up to you guys how you want to do it. Well, so I'll explain how I do it because it's simple and quick for me. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for another one. See ya.